Hi, I'm Ishan,
I'm Ed.
and this is the Underqualified podcast where we talk about business casually.
Today we covered Grindr, Sam Altman and Katy Perry. What else?
When we say Grindr, the business of dating apps, we went over like a bunch of anonymous people's secrets that they submitted to Ed's Instagram story, and we talked about something else.
Listen in.
Producer Lincoln, if you want to start us off here, do you have a little gift for Ed? Or for the set, this new set?
Gift for the set. I ordered this and it rocked up like 3 weeks ago. It's been rolling around in the back of my car.
What could this be, Edward?
What? It's from
What
Amazon
could this be?
Prime.
Who's going to open it?
Is it Prime?
Yeah, Ed can open it. Ed can open it. There you go. Whoop,
Oh
pick it up.
my God, that's just heavy.
This is, I know it's not your birthday, but
I've got a hole in my chest now.
do you know what it is?
Yes.
There you go.
Shout out to my family.
This is Ed's mother and father wrote this book.
So what did they pick? They said, and this was in...
The book is called 100 Great Businesses, right? 100
What
Great
the fuck
Businesses.
is Baby Einstein?
And they just like list out...
Both my parents wrote this to put me through private school. And they wrote this in 2006. So
It's an international bestseller.
I'll be 6 years old, and
Do they talk about you in the book or no?
Ooh, I've never read it.
Oh, wait, you've never... Well, now you can.
So they picked, this is in 2006, Pixar, Callaway,
Nice.
Barbie, Hallmark Cards,
Ooh.
Red Bull, Sony Walkman, that's not a great pick, 3M and the Post-it Note, Liquid Paper, Dyson, Kellogg's, Nobu, Porsche, Weight Watchers, Coke, Starbucks, Quicksilver, Amazon.
There's a lot of Fortune 100 companies.
They picked Amazon in 2006. Like,
You know what? They picked. Congratulations to your mother and father, lovely people. Let's have this framed on the permanent
let me
set.
go up there.
For you guys listening and you can't see, we are in our new set. It is much bigger than our old one. We have more camera angles. We have lighting. We have like trinkets, and there'll be a lot more things. That's like intentional. Like
I guess as we build the lore, little like gifts. If you guys want to send us some shit to put on the shelf,
I think this is gonna be really cool. Ed and I were fucking around a bit before because of all the cameras. Like he was like, "Do you want to quickly like strangle me or punch me or something?"
Oh yeah,
the camera, so we can
how
show
do I do
people.
it again? It's like this.
How'd you? Yeah, you put your arm. Yeah. Line it up and then. Anyway, it was a little bit stupid, but
That's what we get up to in our free time.
Look, podcast is going good. We're going to keep doing it until there's 0 listeners.
We've got to set up a challenge.
We should. Do you want to do the like chili, the lollipop,
at
Satan's
10,000 views.
What's it
on
called?
the video.
Satan's testicle or something? What's it called?
Satan's tongue or balls or something. I can't remember.
Satan's toe. Toe of Satan.
Toe.
Toe of
yeah.
Satan. We could do that live on and it's only for maybe video only. So
Video only.
So people
10,000
from
views on
Spotify.
YouTube.
Yeah, so people from Spotify head over to YouTube and watch the video version of it.
So what have you got planned for today, Mr. Ishan?
I've got a few topics I was sending you before.
I think we can start off with a bit of like trashy gossip.
Trashy gossip. Okay.
So I guess the backstory is for everyone listening. If you listen to the first episode, I run an Instagram page, archive/meme page vibes. And one of the things I guess I invented or probably stole from someone somewhere. I don't know. It's 2022. Like I remember this was like big, the Q&A thing. And I was like, oh, what if someone sends in anonymous secrets and I react to them? I think it had been done a couple of times, but I don't know. I feel like I was one of the first ones. And then,
you are the inventor.
So I started up again.
So it's on his Instagram stories. If you follow Boys Archive.
I'll do them once a week. And basically you can send in an anonymous, like I can't even see like the profile. It just comes up and the Q&A. So you can be like, I sharted my pants on an aeroplane. Send it
what
in.
A weirdo.
And then I can just share it and react to it. And it's kind of like whatever you get out of that.
Yeah.
It's great content. It's funny. So I thought, because I started up again last week, we got some interesting ones.
Yes, please read them out.
So we could discuss a couple. So this one is, I ghosted someone and she still texts me every day. I feel guilty, but I think it was the right thing to do.
Wow.
What are your thoughts on that?
I know there's some people watching this, like Noah and other people that know that I ghost people
Really?
pretty frequently.
So not even hey, this isn't working.
No, like I don't know. I do think the correct thing to do is probably say something.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It depends how close you are with the person. If you've seen someone, wait, is this just purely like relationship? Like you're dating someone, or
I reckon that this
Is that
vibes is like they'd maybe gone on 2 or 3 dates and he was like, okay, I'm not into this.
right? I think ghosting's fine if you've only seen them once. I think that's fine.
Yeah, I agree because it's almost like it's almost more hurtful to be like, I'm not attracted to you.
Yeah,
I
like,
don't like
you
your
are
personality, whatever it
ugly.
is. Yeah, like I'm not into
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
As opposed to like they can get the message without having to hear it and they can just kind of move on.
Yeah. So I think yeah, after the first date, it's fine to ghost, but. Yeah, I guess that's a little bit juicy.
All right, next one. This one's a little bit for the romantic Ishan. I know you're good at dates. I know you're good at that stuff. This one is best way to take it slow before dating / asking out. So this is, in my
Best way
opinion,
to take it slow.
this is like some guy he's probably like 18. He like really likes a girl and he's a bit like, I don't want to be like too over the top with her. What is the best way to like, little crumbs and like just show them you like them and get the vibes and see whether to ask them out.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I think what you just said is good. Like, do the little crumbs. Don't go overboard. When you're 18, though, it's all like really innocent. You both probably have like a lot of free time as well. Because I know when I was like in relationships when I was like 18, like my entire life was my girlfriend or like the girl I was seeing. I don't know. Like, depends on how much free time you guys have. And if you're 18, you probably have like scratch your butthole and listen to a lecture.
Play
or
a bit of
something.
Fortnite,
So I think if you want to take it slow, probably don't text so much. I think that's probably the number one
text is
thing.
the biggest killer. I used to be a heavy
Are you a
texter.
texter?
Now, like me and my girlfriend, you'll read our text and it's just like, be there in 5. Yeah, I'll pick up the milk. You know what I mean? It's just like basic stuff. We're never like chatting on
You speak like
text.
corpos, like is that like please fix?
Please
like,
fix. Yeah.
yeah.
And like it's because it's just if we want to actually talk, we'll call on the phone.
Yeah.
But usually we're together so often, it's like doesn't matter. We'll just catch up, and I kind of prefer catching up in person and talking about something than like Noah just got back from Italy, and it's like we'll get coffee and talk about it instead of like, oh, how was your trip? Yeah, pretty good. And he doesn't want to send a paragraph. I don't want to send that. You know what I mean? I like in person.
Let's get rid of texting. That's not
texting
good.
sucks. But I think, the general like young dating advice is like you usually way over exaggerate like how I guess judgmental or critical the other person's going to be of you. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And you also like they are as anxious and, kind of low self-esteem and like, cautious, sheepish as you feel.
Yeah.
They're not like some experienced like dating beast that's like just gonna walk all over you. Like it's pretty even ground usually.
Yeah, I'll say don't overthink it. It's like especially when you're so young, you're not going to be that young again. This is supposed to be like a business podcast, but okay. You could be in your 50s and love each other or like each other like you're in your 20s or 18s. Like I don't mean to say that you're never going to be this young again. You can't love like this again, but life happens and life gets busy. And so make the most of it. Don't listen to us. If you feel like you want to text this girl or this boy every single second of the day, like do whatever you feel is right because that's how you feel. That's how you feel and don't overthink it. This is terrible advice. I'm actually really bad at dating. So I don't know.
Next one.
Advice.
This one's a bit more depressing.
Okay.
I have been feeling hopeless recently. So I brought a new Arc'teryx jacket from work. Lol.
Wait, what does that mean?
So I think this is them saying like kind of retail therapy.
Oh, okay. That's not dark, is it?
Well, I guess
they're
like,
treating themselves.
Life's been shit recently. I've been feeling hopeless. I totally do retail therapy.
Do you?
Yeah.
And what kind of things do you?
Like, 'cause I don't consistently buy things.
Yeah.
And then when I'm feeling, I need a change, like a spring cleaning kind of vibe. It's like, I'll get some new t-shirts, I'll get some new jeans, some new shoes, like whatever it is, just like switch it out.
Yeah. Okay.
And it usually makes me feel better. So have you bought shit to make yourself feel better?
No, see, so that's good. We have two different perspectives.
Yeah.
I don't feel the need to do retail therapy. To make myself feel better, I would buy other people things.
Yeah, I get you.
That kind of makes me feel better, but
This one's savage.
Yeah.
Love my girl, but she's not really my type physically.
Oh, that's terrible. That's honestly terrible.
I guess if you,
that's like just even that I can see why that person felt comfortable posting that anonymously. Because that's just
Yeah.
something you would never
That's
say.
like a dark, deep thought that would never.
Have you ever been in a relationship where you felt that way or no?
No.
No. Yeah, okay.
Like, why would you do that to yourself?
Yeah, I can see like me personally, this is gonna sound like a pick me boy, pick me guy type thing, but I do like prioritize like a personality over looks.
Yeah.
So I like conventionally someone could be ugly, but I'd be really attracted to them because of their personality or something. However, if I'm into them, I would think that they're the most beautiful person
Yeah.
in the world.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just that's so weird. Why I think you're also, if you think they're physically unattractive, you must also think that they're emotionally, or I don't know what the right word is, but you must also think that they're unattractive in other ways because, yeah, if you look at someone and think they're unattractive, I know you probably shouldn't be dating them. I don't know if our advice is like, all of our advice is like very straightforward, but
It's like, yep. Yeah, I think a lot of this is like, you know what to do.
yeah, you know what to do. It's go find someone hot.
This one is, I won over 6 million at the casino and I still act like I'm broke around my family.
Who sent that in? You don't know, right? It's anonymous.
I also do not believe that.
Yeah. No, okay. So I reacted like I believe that. You know what this
He's
is
still
like?
betting 3 million maybe, but
You know what this is? This is like those fucking almost like 99% of posts on Reddit are like just fake. People just lying.
Yeah. Like legit
to like
just
create a story.
just lies.
You know, that's when you're anonymous, you can get away with a lot of things. So I don't have anything to say to that other than you should take all that money and deposit on Shuffle. That's probably
Shuffle.com. You can win even more.
Yeah, there you go.
Drunk at a festival, peed in a cup, and a friend of mine accidentally chugged it.
Oh, that is disgusting.
Yeah.
But also, like,
It's down bad and disgusting.
I would do that. Wait, pause. I would not like knowingly
I
do
would
that, but
chug
like,
that.
but I would think it's funny. Like, if I drank it and you're like, that's my piss, I'd be like, you know what? That's festival vibes. You're you're probably drunk or on drugs.
Wallaby water in an episode at some point will be my piss, and we'll have his real reaction. And I don't think it will be that. I don't think it will be Mr. Chill, Mr. Chill guy.
Yeah, we'll see.
This one's kind of related to you and your glow up, but I'm down 35 pounds since the start of the year, becoming happy with myself finally.
Wow, congratulations to that
good
person.
to hear.
Yeah,
Good
that's
to hear.
good. Well, both of us. What do you mean, just me?
Yeah, the glow up.
Ed, you've lost some weight. You're definitely a lot skinnier, like in the face.
3 months sober.
Like you've been doing this for
roughly.
3 months?
Yeah, I think I'm 3 months.
Which is insane because
alcohol.
I feel like you've changed quite a bit. I know I've definitely changed quite a bit as well. Underneath here as well is insane. I can't wait to show it off. But yeah, I don't know. Both of our face cards are not declining. We are skinny and hot.
Pretty good. It's pretty good.
Well, yeah, us three are living life. The anonymous guy also that lost the weight. Wait, am I going to get cancelled for body shaming? Or have I like? All right, let's
yeah,
leave
if he
that
lost
in.
35 pounds and he weighs 350, maybe you need to keep going a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
This one's from one of my favorite American followers. I sold rock during the pandemic lockdown, and my parents thought it was a legit 9-to-5 job.
That is crazy.
Hey, that's
Sound like
you know
that's-
you got to make it
that's a
somehow.
hustle.
If that's your only option, fucking do it.
Yeah. That was during the pandemic. He or she got their bands up.
I wonder if crack usage went up during the pandemic or down.
AKA monetary supply, like a lot of money got printed, so there was a lot more money in people's
Unemployment
wallets.
went up.
Unemployment went up, so you're not doing as much stuff. So you have more money in your account, and you don't have a day job.
Pretty easy to do.
So
crack.
you can,
Pretty easy.
yeah, you could do a lot of drugs.
I have the insider scoop on that one, but I can't share that.
Wait, what? What does that mean?
What
I wish Lincoln had a camera. We need to get producer Lincoln a camera so he can see his face when he's.
what the fuck?
By the way, we can't see him. He's behind 2-3 monitors right now.
Gremlin behind the monitor.
Just going off where I used to work, I have the insider
Oh,
scoop.
sorry. Okay, that provides.
Yeah.
So that provides.
He used
a
to
lot more
work
context.
at a Mexican cartel, so
Yeah,
they
that's,
saw some great numbers out of the pandemic.
Yeah.
Next one is, I have no idea where I'm at in life or where I'm going, but I'm still happy and content. Is that good or bad?
That's
I think it's good.
at the end of the day. If you're happy, that's fine. But also remember that you don't want to be like temporarily happy.
Yeah.
So if you are happy with where you are and you think out 6 to 12 months ahead or whatever, 5 years or whatever time frame, if you think what you're doing right now will be fun and exciting and make you happy and over the long run, then sure, why change anything if you're going to be happy? But I do think that life should be all about going through ups and downs. And
Agree.
so the ups will feel a lot higher because you've experienced the downs.
Agree.
And I just think life's boring if you're always doing the same thing / you're always neutral. Like you're always.
I think like we're built, and I don't know, like my brain might be different to yours, but like you can, at certain points in my life, I've been so happy and motivated making $30,000 a year at a pretty crappy job.
Yeah.
It was like, but the idea was that was change. And that was like, the kind of idea of going to uni and stuff had really like soured, and it's just, it's like a shiny new Porsche that just got dirty.
Right. Yeah.
And you're just kind of used to driving it now. Same thing, and then uni, and then you like upgrade, job, and then new thing, upgrade, slowly gets more and more, this is just normal, and then you need that upgrade. And then the kind of feeling of it being normal and stuff is like that down.
Yeah.
But I think it's still, like being able to be content with that and knowing that, if you keep moving forward, things will be better. It's interesting.
Every brain is different. I think I'm the same way as you. You really do need to like experience, like, it is, I don't know how to describe the feeling when you've accomplished something that you've been wanting to accomplish, or you're experiencing something that you never thought you would, or you always wanted to when you're 15 years old, or whatever. Like that feeling when you're in it and doing it, like it's so much excitement and joy, and it's like very surreal. And then obviously you get adjusted to a new baseline, and that's when,
and that like excited 15-year-old is like, that voice is a lot quieter, and it's more so like the 30-year-old is like, come on, man, let's fucking keep going,
Yeah, I don't know. I prefer this type of volatile lifestyle than just like, if
Slow grind.
I'd really not prefer that.
We had a double up. There was a guy that says when he's driving, he kills pigeons. Like he speeds up, which is probably the next fucking Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah.
So hopefully he doesn't like get too into my page and find
Wait,
me.
so this is just like a normal person driving a normal car.
Yeah, and he's like, I just speed up and hit pigeons, which is fucked.
Yeah, that is really fucked up. You should seek help.
And then someone responded to that guy and saying, piggybacking off that pigeon killer, I drive trains and pigeon count is at least 50 plus.
Yeah,
I think that's just part of the job.
They should
be
friends. They should shoot up a school together or something.
Yeah,
that's like, that is insane. He or she should not be driving trains. That's
psycho. I'm in love with a famous rock star who cries in my arms but won't commit to dating me.
Yeah, that is really crazy. I want to know who that is.
Would you date like legitimately, if you were, let's say you were a whatever version of Ishan it would take to marry a pop star or date a pop star,
right?
Would you do it?
Like you're saying that for whatever reason,
because there's
Dua
serious
Lipa or
cons.
Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah, like
is that her name?
Serious cons to dating.
Was like, hey, I would like to
that.
date you.
Rock star, movie star.
If I liked them and I liked hanging around with them, and they were legitimately good people off camera, I
think the problem would be like a time thing. Like you wouldn't actually get to hang out much. And it's like, can you come to like my family Christmas in Melbourne? They're like, sorry, I've got a fucking GQ shoot. I've got this, I got that.
Yeah. I don't know if I wouldn't mind that if they had like, because at least they like live their own life and have their own like aspirations and career. And, when we do get together, it's probably like in Monaco or like, and they're paying for it. I'm a sugar baby. Yeah. You know what? It sounds pretty good to me. No, in all honesty.
What about like a Celine Dion? You know what I mean? Like you could do like a Mariah Carey, like an older pop star, and she can really look after you.
I would do that.
Yeah,
100%.
I think you'd really be into that. You'd act like a little baby.
Would you wouldn't?
No.
But why wouldn't you?
I don't think I just like, I don't know. I think it'd be a bit weird being like the second person. It's not necessarily a partnership. You're kind of just like
Ed wants to be in the limelight. Is that?
No, see, I don't. The limelight's not important because I think that's a weird dynamic as well. To be like, say, like when a one partner makes a lot more and the other one's kind of like a bit dependent on them. It's a bit weird.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not sure how I'd like it to be completely chill, and I wonder how I'd deal with like, that like it's just constant attention and like time taken away from the relationship, I guess.
Yeah, if they had like a massive ego, which I think most pop stars would, I
Yeah.
probably wouldn't date them. But then again, like, I don't know if they're offering a
Maybe,
fun,
you know,
exciting life.
It's a story.
Yeah, it's a story.
That time
I'll
Ishan
do
dated Dua Lipa or Sabrina Carpenter.
that'd be funny. I'll do it for the plot. But yeah,
I think that's it
I
for
wonder-
secrets.
there you go. That was. Let us know if that
First
was a
secret
good
segment.
segment.
And send us some.
Yeah.
I think
Ed
I'll do it
at-
on Thursdays.
At
yeah.
Boys Archive on Instagram, he will post on his story, send me your secrets, and then we will read them out. Yeah, that's wild. You've been doing this for like years, since like 2020.
Yeah, 2020. I think I started in COVID, and I was bored at the gym one day, and I was just like, "Tell me a secret," and then kind of worked out that people submitted them, and I get like, it's kind of slowed down now because of the just like general engagement on Instagram shifted to reels and all that kind of
Right,
stuff.
yeah.
Not as much stories.
Monkey brain.
Yeah, it's just like scroll.
Right.
And then people don't even like stuff or comment or follow anymore. It's just like reels. But yeah, I still get good 30 to 50 submissions every time, and I just pick the best ones. And
There's some really good ones. Oh, hold on a second. This reminds me. This is related.
yeah,
Can you please let me know what was producer Lincoln's secret? He said he submitted a secret.
I think it was pretty boring.
It was?
It was like, I'm excited for the next episode of Underqualified.
Oh, Lincoln,
Yeah.
was that it?
Who knows?
Yeah, no, it was
Maybe
nothing.
Maybe I was the pigeon guy.
Because that was
you
all responded
Lincoln.
to one where it was like, I haven't seen my girlfriend in 7 months. Oh, like it was something like very serious. And I was like, wait, does Lincoln have a girlfriend? And I was trying to figure out which of these dirty secrets were yours. But no, that's a good segment. I can't wait we should definitely do more of those. And we should even like
And
do
also
some of them.
call in. We can like hide your voice. Call in and we'll listen to your fucked stories.
Oh, you should send a voice memo.
Just send me a voice memo on
Yeah,
Instagram.
yeah,
I'll
yeah.
keep you anonymous.
Yeah.
And we would love that. You can kind of be on the podcast.
Yeah. There you go. I had a few different. I mean, I just get topics from like news or tweets that I've been looking at. But I think this is like kind of related to some of the anonymous secrets you were reading out before. Some guy tweeted like saying like the real alpha in life is to ignore fake signs of success, being like followers or wanting to be on Forbes 30 under 30 or, you know, the valuation of your company. If you work in corporate to like go from whatever associate to VP to blah, blah, blah. Which I think everyone agrees with that. But like, how do you personally deal with that? Because like you've raised money and you've got a valuation of your company and you've had, you know, you've been a part of things that have made a bunch of money and stuff. That there are like, when you have, like, do you personally feel really connected to the signs of what you're doing is really successful?
I guess my values have shifted pretty significantly over. I think this is quite a normal thing as well, where when you're 18, starting your first company, your goals are to, you kind of don't have a grasp on the actual reality of running a business and what it's like in the real world. And all you've seen is Facebook, Uber, DoorDash, all these people like raising just billions. And you think that's how you get rich. That people who have raised all this money are rich. But in reality, it's not real money. And like $10 million in the bank is way better than 100, 200 mil net worth in some company that might actually be worth fuck all in 2 years. So that was a big one of, like I totally would have loved to be, you know, an AFR article, a Forbes 30 under 30, all that kind of stuff is like the idea is like, oh, that's what these successful people have. So I'm going to follow that model.
Right.
And I want those things. But in reality, all I really want now is real money in the bank so that I can live the life that I want to live.
Yeah.
And an article doesn't put money in the bank. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, you're right. There's like this Drake line where he's like, he says, fuck evaluation, show me personal funds.
Yeah.
Which is like, I think what he was particularly addressing was there's a bunch of other celebrities that start a company, raise a bunch of money, it's worth $1 billion.
They get an article.
And now
about how much
the
they're
net worth is $1 billion.
Yeah.
But that's not, valuation is not equal to, liquid funds in the bank account. And for most, like business is like a really hard sport. for the most part.
Fucking
to
the
realize
smartest people in the world with the most motivation are fucking going head to head.
Yes, exactly. And like to realize a valuation into money into your bank account probably happens like 1% of the time. Like it generally, because there's so many, the probabilities of your business going to zero is very high. And then the probabilities of you ever IPOing your company or selling your company is like 0.0001%. It is, and that's how you get to realize the money in your bank account. So,
and you have to work really hard to even get your company to a point where it's saleable. And there's a lot of people, like if you guys are interested in this, like the guy that sold Twitch, Justin Khan, I think his name is. He's got a lot of, I guess, vloggy style talks about what it was actually like selling Twitch, and all the paperwork and all the kind of waiting for the final funds to wire to him and all this kind of stuff where like, it's not this winning the lottery payday where someone knocks on your door and says, we're going to give you 7 times sales. It's actually, 7x I know is the market rate, but we'll give you 3. And then you come back and say 5 and they're like, no. And then they'll come back 6 months later and you still have to run your business, all this stuff. And then they're like, yeah, we'll pay you out over 4 or 5 years and you have to hit these targets.
There's a lot of clauses. That's a good point to bring up. There's a lot of clauses attached to acquisitions where there's earn-out periods. Yeah. So let's say you might get 25%. Say you sell a company for $100 million. 25% of it might be in cash. So 25 mil gets paid out to all the shareholders. And then let's say another 75% is if you hit this EBITDA target, if you hit this revenue target, we will unlock another X amount. Or if you stay at our company, the bigger company that just bought you out for 3-4 years, you will vest your shares over that time frame. So you're right. It's very, very rare that you don't experience that because your company is so hot that sometimes you have the leverage. It's all about leverage. Like deal making is all about leverage. Yeah. Whoever has more leverage doesn't have to work as hard or will be able to have like the final say. Or so like if I had a company and I was the hot shit. Let's say I was Figma. Like I'm now eating up Adobe's share. That's when Adobe was like, all right, fuck it. I'm not going to give you an offer and then like negotiate with you. I'm just going to give you a very high offer. Yeah. And in their case, they're like, we're going to give you $20 billion.
Fuck off money.
Yeah. And that acquisition didn't go through because of regulations. Right? The competition regulation. But in general though, like that's such a rare case. So even getting to the acquisition is so rare. And then even rarer is having a very hot company where you get to dictate the terms and have a really good cash outcome.
And that's what's crazy. Like it's really, really hard work running a business. And then you get to the end and then some acquirer tells you you've got to do it for another 4 years to get that like, extra 75% of the value or whatever. And you're like, that's why like if you're at home with your fucking little startup, I don't suggest looking up, these type of tech companies are selling for 10 times revenue. If we do $10 million revenue, we're worth $100 million and blah, blah, blah. It's like the reality of it is you're going to need to do those kind of revenues for 3 years at a minimum, have proper balance sheet, audited balance sheets. You're going to need a lot of ducks in a row because you've got to think about it from the position of the acquirer. Yeah. They're giving you $100 million. They're going to want to know that this thing's fucking squeaky clean. It's like buying a car. Like they're going to check absolutely everything.
Yeah. This process is called due diligence.
Yes.
And it can take, like you said, months and months to go through. And you need to have a data room and have everything in order. Because during this process where they do all of this like analysis and due diligence, if something looks a bit fishy in month 4, out of the 6 it takes to do this, they could pull out and you no longer have your boat money. And so, that's pretty crazy. Also, it depends on like the environment that you're in. If there's a lot of competition, because generally acquisitions are a competitor is buying you out. That's most of the time that's what happens. And so, competition's like a really like interesting thing in the business space as well. I have this tweet. It's actually a quote from Peter Thiel. Do you want me to read it out? It's about competition. He said that war is costly business. Rivalry causes us to overemphasize old opportunities and slavishly copy what has worked in the past. If you're less sensitive to social cues, you're less likely to do the same things as everyone else around you. If you're interested in making things or programming computers, you'll be less afraid to pursue those activities single-mindedly and thereby become incredibly good at them. Then when you apply your skills, you're a little less likely than others to give up on your own convictions. This can save you from getting caught up in crowds competing for obvious prizes. Competition can make people hallucinate opportunities where none exist. Winning is better than losing, but everybody loses when the war isn't one worth fighting for. I don't know, I just thought that was a nice little paragraph on competition. We're both in very competitive businesses.
It fucking sucks.
Which is so funny. Are you willing to talk about some of the competition in your business? We don't have to go too much into it, but you run Grog, which is an alcohol brand, and alcohol is a very, very competitive business, right?
Yeah.
There's so many other people going after it. How has it been stressful? Like, fending off competitors who might, copy your branding or emulate your marketing strategies, or
because there's even
fight over the same customer. You said this really good thing in episode 1 where you're like, I'm fighting for fridge space.
Yeah,
like
that's what it is. And also, if you think
yeah.
about it, there's a fridge for like Americans. This is a bit different for you guys. I was there in the States, and you guys have like your, canned drinks in like where like the tequila base, the wine base, the vodka base. It's all different. Whereas in Australia, it's just a fridge of like the whiskey ones, the tequila ones, the vodka ones. All the cans are in a certain fridge, and you're competing for a spot in that fridge. There are no empty spots today. You have to get one off someone by basically making more hype and awareness, and you kind of have to hope they die. Like seltzers are dying here. So like, White Claw, someone like that, a shitty version of White Claw pops out of the shelf and then we get put in. And then you're not only competing with that. So first of all, you're competing to get a spot on the shelf. Then when you're put on that shelf, you're next to like 4 or 5 other products owned by like giant Japanese or Australian conglomerates that have huge marketing budgets. They can offer lower prices, all that kind of stuff. That's fucking hard. And then you're also competing with people are drinking a bit less now. It's like a more normal movement to not drink.
Right.
Then you're competing. Do I
want
want
net positive for them?
Do I want wine, beer, a bottle of tequila? Do I want vodka? Do I want grog? Lots of different questions. Like depending on the occasion, it's like if you're going to a party, you might just grab a big bottle of vodka and a bottle of soda. So you're mixing it yourself. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. And then so really you're competing with every product in that store. Every product is yelling out of the shelf at the customer. And it's really hard to kind of get in the customer's head early enough so that when they walk in the store, they've already got intent to buy that. And that's why I think YouTube marketing is really important. And that's why, like, you look at Prime and they've done a great job with marketing. I don't know how their sales are going now. It doesn't seem great.
I've heard it's like down 50% year.
And same with Feastables, but that's
Feastables isn't doing
Feastables
well?
is good. I think they've tripled. But yeah, it's just like competition is really tough, and having access to a creator is, I think, the current meta to kind of
differentiate.
And like, I guess, hack that like competition, because unnamed Japanese conglomerate would spend millions a year on like influencer partnerships that are really inorganic, billboards, celebrities, all this stuff that doesn't really cut through for customers. And we don't have to spend that. So that means that we can, on the balance sheet, we don't have that $1 million marketing spend. It's just all pumped through the creator. So we save that $1 million, and that's kind of like what the profit ends up being of like what the marketing budget would have been. And that's the only reason why the business works. If we were doing it ourselves, it'd be a lot harder. But yeah, it's
so higher margin business because you don't have as many marketing costs as like someone that doesn't have that in-house influencer creator. And also what you said was pretty interesting, where you're focused on making sure like you're trying to manufacture the intent before walking in the store. Like you want people walking in the store wanting grog or wanting your drink versus them going there and then having to like look at all the brands and decide what to get. And so that's probably like what the next like big $100 million, $500 billion brands. They're going to focus on that, right? Like, don't choose us at checkout. Walk in the store knowing that you're going to buy us.
Because if there's like obviously lots of, this is just marketing 101, but like some people are very price sensitive. Some people like a cool looking can. Some people want sugar. Some people don't want sugar. All these things, like that's something that someone just walks in going, I don't know what I'm going to get tonight. I'm going to get that thing with the yellow clearance tag on it, and just that one was all right last time my friend had that. That's the kind of vibe. And grog's quite good for those consumers because it pops out on the shelf. It's really good.
Yeah.
But in terms of price, like you just can't compete with these people doing massive volumes.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think it's different in every country. We've seen huge differences in sales in New Zealand and Australia. So per capita, we're actually 5 times more, I guess, effective in New Zealand because there's less competition on the shelf and the product is newer there. And that's like made an incredible difference to our sales. In the US, it's a similar thing where it's the hypothesis at the moment, but we just don't have as much competition in that like hard soda 6% space. There aren't many. But the question is, do they not exist there because people don't want them? Or, you know what I mean? Or do they like...
And you're going to find out.
And it's a gamble. So I guess that's it, like the Peter Thiel quote. It's like, it does make sense to make a big bet either with your time or capital in a niche thing.
Yeah.
Because niche things like semiconductors, AI, microchips were very niche and weird 30 years ago.
Yeah.
And pretty shit technology. And then now people who have made big bets with their time and capital in those things are now the richest people in the world.
Every decision you make is a gamble, and especially in business. Like there's a lot of the intersection between business and gambling is insane. I have this tweet from my former boss, Sean Puri. Shout out Sean. He says, the ultimate poker strategy: start when you're young, low stakes, high brain plasticity, then play for just long enough, 2 years, to fully internalize through painful mistakes all the big lessons, strategic things like range, image, pot odds, bankroll management, and psychological things like handling tilt and not chasing losses. And then stop playing completely and use your brain energy on projects like business or investing that have much higher upside without the degenerate lifestyle / degenerate peers. Then again, return to it for casual social competition with friends. We've both played poker.
Yeah. When did you start playing?
I started playing poker when I was, I believe, like 17, 18.
Yeah, same.
I remember playing it like when I was a kid, like here and there, but I didn't really understand it.
Yeah.
And then I started playing for real money when I was, I think 17, when I moved out of home and I lived in an apartment. We both just had poker on the TV every single day. And it's weird, like some of the people that we used to watch, I've like now like met and talked to and stuff like that, which is great. Like some of the biggest poker players in the world. That actually, some of them are investors in us. We used to just like watch and play poker all the time. And so all those things that Sean just mentioned, like bankroll management and learning how to take risk and gamble, 100% made me a better decision maker when it came to business or investing. And I think more people, if your future has business in it, you should probably, go to the nearest casino or pubs or with friends. Yeah. Play some poker with friends. But make sure you have a real stake. Like just do like $50 or $100.
I think the importance as well is like, it's not gambling. It's like it's a learning. Like you're really trying to learn the maths behind it. All the different matrices of
game
like
theory,
what your odds are at each stage, and thinking even based on behavior, and then you can really lead to like it can build your like muscle on backing your rational decision making ability of like there's a 70% chance here that this thing will work. I've built my, little play here.
Yeah.
I've bluffed, I've done this, I've done that. My play's ready to go. Let's see if this pans out. And I'm comfortable that yes, this isn't guaranteed, but and if it's not guaranteed, if I keep making bets like this, I'll still be successful.
Yeah. Like have some, like poker teaches you how like to have some balls and stand on business, have conviction, back yourself, which are all things that you will have to do when you look, if you want to if you're focused on trying to make a lot of money and stuff, it only happens when you do things where you feel a bit uncomfortable and you're not sure. Nothing's like a sure thing in life. And so this can apply to many other areas. I tweeted something about this like a week or two ago where I was like, you want to make decisions where there's asymmetric upside.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how low the probability is. If it has asymmetric upside, you should go after it. Whether that's the 2% chance the woman across the street is the love of your life, go after it. Whether it's in business, we're about to, instead of using this money and that we're going to allocate for marketing, let's allocate this money into product and research, and let's make our product better in this one way that we could try and take over the market or something. Like that's a bet. You don't know, you going to US, that's a bet.
Yeah.
And so anything that has some probability, as long as it's not a zero chance.
And I think a lot of people, if you think about a 70-30 bet, you win 70% of the time, you lose 30% of the time. A lot of people over-index or overweight their, like whether it's rejection or failure, all this stuff.
Yeah.
It's complete. It's just a concept.
Right.
So that 70-30 bet of like potentially, let's say, messaging someone to get a coffee with them. Maybe there's a 70% chance they say yes, 30% the chance they say no. It's actually completely risk-free and totally a bet to take, because what happens if they say no? Oh, all right, just find the next person to have a coffee with. You know what I mean? Yeah. And they'll probably say yes to you in a year or so when you've built things up.
When you've done more things and have approached it a different way, or there's been plenty of times where someone's just like messaged me the same thing twice or 3 times, and then I see it on the 3rd time and I'm like, oh, okay. Like sometimes, like, if you're messaging someone, they're probably busy, like, and because you want something from them, and they just don't see it. And I think, don't give up on the first time. Just take all the bets, keep doing it, keep at them. I don't know. That's
there's always doubts. It's never 100% chance of winning. Like, and it's about backing yourself and knowing.
Everyone should read the book Thinking in Bets by, I think it's Annie Duke. It's a really, that's how I've like frameworked. That's like the framework I use in my everyday life since the first time I played poker. It was like every decision I make, I know there's a low probability of it working out, but as long as it has like high upside, I'm going to do it. And to me, I've like internalized that if I'm wrong, the world isn't ending.
Yeah.
I can get back up and do it again. And so, to all the young people listening, this is so cliche, but if you have no dependence and you are literally, you have all the time in the world since you're so fucking young.
Living at home.
You could literally, if you're 18 or 20 or 25, even if you're 30, you could spend 5 years of your life doing something. If it doesn't pan out, hey, at least like there's going to be some obvious learnings from why it didn't pan out. But you took that bet and you stood on business and like you had that conviction, and that's valuable, because now you'll have conviction to do your next thing, and not like back out. And
I think the key is that learning, making sure you're, I guess, reviewing what happened. And if you lose a poker hand, especially online poker, like usually people show their cards, and this is like the same thing with life is maybe you're not going to get to see the other person's cards. But if you get a resume rejected and you're like, fuck, that's I just lost that hand. You can kind of, do a, what's it called, where they cut the dead body open,
Wait, what?
They're like, what's it called? Postmortem. You can do a postmortem on your decision and go, all right, like, okay, maybe that format of that resume wasn't great. This. And I think it's super important to make sure you're learning. Otherwise, you're just repeating and not getting better at poker or life. Yeah. I think that's super, super important.
Getting used to being rejected is probably
and just changing your algorithm and just constantly improving and taking in as much feedback. And it is that rejection, and also like if you've got like a stubbornness or fear of rejection, those are the things that will just kill you, because you have to change, because something's not working right now. You're not where you want to be. You have to change.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. Speaking of rejection,
these segues have been good.
Yeah, have they been good? Yeah. I also found this tweet. I thought it was interesting. I might read it out. Someone said, running a dating app is almost like running a casino. It has to be good enough that you have a few success stories, but not so good that people are too successful too quickly.
Yeah.
People need to see some success, but on average, 80% have to be left disappointed. For example, women usually download it when they attend a wedding or hear it on social media about how a couple met. That's the outlier lottery winner, not even close to the norm. Grindr's business, on the other hand, is exactly aligned with its users' success. The more options that gay men have to have sex with other women, the better. With other men, sorry. They wouldn't be gay. There have been surveys that gay dudes. By the way, I'm just reading the tweet. This is not the way I'm talking about. I'm just reading word for word.
I said gay dudes. Yeah.
Gay dudes would pay $500 to $1,000 a month for Grindr. I actually didn't know that. I didn't read this whole entire tweet. The age of dating apps is officially over for most straight people. This might turn in silly. I don't know. Let's see. The only winners on these apps are 1% of charismatic tall dudes who have turned almost all women into blind. All right, this is turning a bit too long.
That's incel.
It's silly. I didn't read the whole tweet. I just saw the first line and I thought it was interesting. But I want to bring this up because I think that like the whole business model of dating apps is like really fascinating, right? They are cash
It's like
machines.
contradictory, right?
Do you know how much money like some of these producer Lincoln? Could you please search up how much money? What would be the biggest one? Tinder or something?
Surely Tinder.
Tinder,
Yeah.
Hinge, Grindr. I know Grindr is now a public company, and I'm pretty sure they make a couple $100 million in EBITDA either every quarter or year. But regardless, like that is insane. And
Tinder did 2 billion revenue, and that would be very cheap revenue, so they'd have great margins.
yeah, a very high margin business. If you were running like a casino, like a real life casino, you want there to be like colors flashing or certain type of sounds ringing and belling,
Yeah.
and you would want a certain type of air in the room. And there's a lot of like psychological planning that goes behind getting people to bet more
And stay.
and stay. And that's what Tinder and Hinge and the other apps, Grindr, will do. Like they have data scientists, like teams and teams of them,
Yeah.
figuring out, okay, if you get one less match this week, you might think that there's a 3% more chance that if you bought the subscription, you will get the match. You know what I mean? Like
I think they I remember like when I had them, it would feel like the first like 10 were like potential matches or whatever, right? And then it kind of just like slowly devolves into just like crap people.
right.
And then
Yeah.
you're like, all right, I'm gonna get the fucking premium thing. Like,
Can you explain what crap people is?
no.
Yeah.
It would just like people that like not the right
You wouldn't
vibe
be-
or
yeah.
older or like whatever it is. And
Yeah.
it's just like, oh, like this is just like not at all people I want to be going on dates with.
Yeah.
And actually, yeah, I've never like even been remotely interested. I've like barely spent any time on dating apps. So it's just like not how I operate. But
Yeah. They're obviously wildly popular. Like, 7 billion in revenue in 2022 for the entire market. And like, it's just like such a high margin business. It's a marketplace business, so it's very hard to start because you need the right amount of women and men or men and men, like of wanting a certain thing, and so it's obviously kind of hard to start. But I don't know if I had no money and I was going back in time and I was like, what type of tech business would I start? And if I was into the whole consumer space, this seems like the holy grail. If you have one of these, this just like prints a lot of money. And I'm pretty sure Grindr was either bootstrapped or I like there's only a very few owners where it could be easily like 100 mil plus.
it's also a cool
dividend
like
play.
obviously Tinder's a bit more like, in my mind, just like a bit more like kind of dirty. I don't know. Like they haven't it was the first, I guess.
Yeah.
First big one, and then it was fast and cool for a bit, and then Hinge came along.
Yeah.
And then obviously Bumble and blah blah blah. But
Then there's like things like Raya.
yeah, like those
there's
are
offshoots
super
and stuff.
interesting. Like
Yeah.
how the different tweaks have worked, and Hinge's tweaks have worked.
Yeah.
About it being like, actually no, our customers, like they're not people that just want to hook up, especially straight people. They're like
Speaking of Hinge, someone just peeked
Yeah.
by and he
the
found
guy
his
who
lover on Hinge.
he paid for it back in the day.
Who, the person that just peeked
Yeah.
through the window? Okay,
Yeah.
there you go. Maybe it works.
Yeah,
This
so
is,
I think he copped like the $30 a month or something, and just like
Yeah.
supercharged it. And he went on a bunch of dates, and then met a girl he's been with for a couple of years. So
Yeah. Well, I just think the whole entire business model is interesting, and just a cash machine like a casino. Ed, if you were to design a dating app,
interesting.
what do you think? Yeah,
So I think Grindr is fantastic because just the way, at least from my understanding of how of how gay relationships work and like the hookup culture, it's
Ed, you had to say just from my understanding.
just from my
That was-
understanding. Yeah. Because I don't want to speak for all gay people, but
Yeah.
they there's a very strong hookup culture, especially between gay men, and I think that takes it more like the life cycle of a user. Like Tinder or Hinge pretends it's like that we're designed to be deleted thing, but actually what they really want is you to be subscribed for ages, right?
Yeah.
And same with Tinder. It's like they actually don't want, again, like a casino, they don't want you to make $10 million and go, I don't need to gamble anymore. I'm fucking set. Like
this is why I want
I
to
mean?
bring up.
Like,
So that's such a good.
I met the love of
interesting
my life. Like, you know, it's like I'm deleting that app, and then
they're incentivized to literally not get you to like the intent that you have downloading these apps of I'm going to find the one or whatever
they
it
want
is.
you to like. I guess they optimized it for hooking up and finding almost the one, but then 3 months later, getting back on.
Like it's so misaligned with the user's interest, or like their objective, which is man, that's insane.
If
and
Hinge's
then,
saying is dating app designed to be deleted, and then they charge a subscription that gives you better matches. So
wait, is that true?
Yeah.
Does it give you better?
Yeah,
what
absolutely.
does better mean?
So you just
You
get
get
more
better filters.
I think you get
more
you can
matches.
just like a million people. Yeah.
Okay.
So
well,
like for the guy that knocked on the window before,
yeah.
he makes good money. And he didn't have the time to like, it's like fucking Clash of Clans or something. Like you just like and then you got to wait half an hour to like more people and whatever.
Yeah.
He's like, fuck it. I'm just going to like a bunch of girls I like and see what comes in. And once every couple of weeks, I'll just like check it and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
I think
paying for certain levels of subscription shows you to more people as well.
So sorry, I know that, but you were saying better matches. Is that
Well,
what does it?
more aligned to your filters? You can apply more filters so you can more accurately.
You're
tightening the funnel.
tightening. That's a good one, Lincoln. That's
I would, whereas Grindr, like Hinge, not designed to be deleted. Hinge, they want you to pay the subscription.
Yeah.
Grindr as a user base, it's like that they're just using it as a service. Like I want to hook up with someone tonight, bang, Grindr, done.
Yeah.
And there's no promise of like you'll find the love of your life here and blah blah blah. It's like that's just their service they use.
Yeah.
That's probably why dudes are like, I'll pay $500 a month for it. Why not?
I think so I was looking at Grindr's either S1, which is the filing when you go public, or they had some investor presentation that I had access to, and I was looking at it, and they had a slide where they were comparing themselves to Tinder and what's the Beehive one? Bumble and Hinge. And people spend, I think on average, like a day, a few minutes on each. And on their thing, I think it said 1 hour and 11 minutes.
Whoa. Yeah.
So like that is insane. Now, obviously they're working with working with a minority population, which is gay men. So I wonder if they could potentially if they were just, would this work if they did like a straight version or something or no?
So I've
Because then they would, I'm pretty sure they're printing just as much money as a Tinder, and Tinder's open to gay people and straight people and bi or whatever, all the modes.
I think it's because the offering of Grindr, it is what it is. It's like, we're not here to, find the love of your life. You're here to hook up, and that's what people know it as. Whereas Tinder, it's a bit more muddled, and then people who actually want to just get on there and hook up, it's like, I'm just going to go on Grindr.
Right. Yeah. No, I know. I just thought that was interesting. I thought that was an insane business model. You see that Elon Musk raised $6 billion?
I did see that.
Isn't that crazy?
$60 billion valuation?
No, the valuation is not disclosed, but $6 billion for a Series B funding round.
That's so much money.
That is very unusual. And usually at a Series B stage, you're giving away, I don't know, anywhere between 10 to 20% of the business. So it would be like around that 60 billion mark, and it hasn't and it is Elon Musk. He has like a history of execution and building multi-billion-dollar companies.
Like, how can you do a rocket ship and car and boring company and all this shit? Like, surely he can't.
Starlink.
It's like Sam Altman, really smart guy. He only does OpenAI, and it's going like, how can Elon Musk 1/5 of his brain compete with that?
Do everything at once. 6 billion. I'm pretty sure that's got to be the largest single funding round for at least a Series B. I think the only thing that might be larger was maybe there's some company that Alibaba invested in, and I think they put in $14 billion. But
was it Tencent?
No, sorry. Alibaba put something, or Ant Financial. I don't
I remember
off the top of my
that.
head.
I think Ant was IPOing and it was just like disgustingly massive.
Yeah, something crazy big there. And you mentioned Sam before. He recently had a photo of him with Katy Perry. Did you see that? And we'll put pictures up. We'll put pictures up on the screen. But Katy Perry has this thing where she is pictured, whenever she's pictured with a hot CEO, whether it was Sam Bankman-Fried or like the crypto guys like Suzu and Kyle that did 3 Hours Capital, and now Sam Altman, and I'm sure there's other examples. These are all people that went to prison.
And also Katy Perry is, that kind of looks photoshopped. But Katy Perry is like, there's like a list of artists that you can get really easily for like 50 grand, 100 grand. And she's one of them. And it's like,
Wait, she is?
yeah. So like, there was a birthday party.
shuffle?
There was a birthday party in Melbourne like 2 months ago, and she performed at it.
Wait!
Yeah. Like,
Should
you
we
just
get
her.
Katy Perry?
Yeah.
Wait, for my birthday?
I think Darcy has the list of artists, and you can like Tyga is obviously one of them. It's easy.
Should we say the stuff? Is it like public? I mean, who cares? They're not watching this, but
No.
yeah, like they're yeah, okay. I know Tiger's definitely one of them, but I don't know
YG,
Katy Perry.
YG.
Yes, well,
Yeah.
okay. I have no comments on that. Yeah, no, I didn't know Katy Perry was. I still view her as a bit of an icon.
No, she's not. I don't think she's that expensive. Like, she's an icon, but she's not that expensive.
By the way, we're saying like
So you're paying them
expensive.
$100,000 for a day of work. Like, fucking hell.
Yeah, most likely like showing up to a party for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
It's easy life. Anyway, we do have to wrap up because we have to do work things in literally 10 minutes. This was a nice chill episode, and I think it was actually like interesting and good. I don't know. We'll do these whenever Andre is missing.
It was
and
easy as,
I guess.
yeah.
And then this is so easy.
It's easy.
I think it was good. All right, we will see you guys next week.
See you
Bye-bye.
fuckers next week.